All right. Overview. Top lane basics, right? Farming, not dying, and trading effectively. These three things are the most important things you need to do. If you do these things, game's a lot easier for the rest of your team. So, anytime you don't know what to do, just come back to this. Now, let's talk about the impact in the game. So, top is just one of those lanes where, like, a lot of it is just farming and knowing when your champ is really strong. So, like if you play an early game champ, you want to fight for the early game. Then you want to use your power to like go over and help your team. And some champs are like really good at getting behind the team. Someone like Aatrox, really good at that. Um, for tanking, of course, Malphite, which you play. And then you have Zed is good. Ornn, even Alawi. But some of these champs, they all do different things for tanking. So let's see a second right here. So someone like Cho'Gath, he's really good at just being fucking annoying because he's really big. So you want to put your silence in front of them. Just use your silence whenever something important is going on. And you want to use your knockup whenever something important is going on. So, for example, if like Riven's engaging on you, Cho'Gath's really good at just stopping that because she has to use 3 Qs to get in. So if you can stop that final Q, or you can stop her combo from going off, her ER shit where she fucking slashes the wind and shit at your face, that's pretty useful. Um, Usually these top champs, they're pretty tanky, or tankier than the rest of the team for sure. So it's pretty important for you to be in the front and just creating that space. But you also don't want to be in a place where you're constantly getting hit without um, attacking the opponent. So, hmm. If you're not able to hit them and you're just sitting there taking hits, it's probably not good. So, let's see what else is there. Oh, okay, abilities, right? We got to know when to use the abilities. So if we're like fighting Tom Kinch, we should know that his W has a long ass knockup timer, right? So we could play around that. We could silence his knockup. We could disrupt some of his shit if you're playing Cho'Gath, of course, right? But anyway, every champ has something useful that they can do in a team fight. Um, Malphite can peel. He has a slow on his Q that takes attacks. So movement speed, so you can slow the fuck out of somebody and move towards them really quickly. That helps you get in range to E and do a lot of damage, especially with your armor. And don't always try to like go for the back line. Of course, if you get a good knockup, that's great. But who you're knocking up matters a lot too. If you're just knocking up like some four washed up trash people, right? It doesn't really matter. If someone's like really strong, it might be better off just ulting that guy. Especially if it puts you in a good position to follow up with the rest of your team. Pretty good. All right, now general advice. Um, let's see. Let's see. playing good top fundamentally gives you a big lead. So, what do I mean by that? So, if you don't feed, you get a lot of help because your champs are made for getting ganked. So, let's say you play like someone like Set. He has a stun and he has an ult that can just knock someone back. But you need to get to that point, of course, to use those things. And if you're too low, we can't really help you, right? But if you're at a healthy life total, then two healthy people can usually kill the person, especially if the person isn't fed, they're the same level as you. That should be a pretty easy kill 9 times out of 10, right? Also, when you're good, you take towers, right? And the advantage of that is that gives you a lot of leeway to like leave your lane and roam and do stuff on the map. And also you could just like sit in bushes and shit. That's how we get like a lot of kills later on if you have a lot of midget on the map. It's just easier to keep track of the enemy and it makes them scared to do plays. So think about when we're losing, it's a lot easier, right? For them to just sit somewhere and just camp a fucking bush and then we're just terrified to go anywhere, right? Makes the jungler's life really hard. So let's say we go even in lane. Things are going good. Then we transition into like mid game, right? The main thing is like a top laner. You want to look for a good TP. And you want to be there like... You want to be there when it's like actually beneficial. You know, you don't have to be there the whole time. That's how you lose a lot of XP. You really want to keep this big lead by keeping your XP high. That's very, very important. Position is also very important. Like I said before, you don't want to just keep getting hit and not doing damage. That's probably the worst point you could be as a top laner. If you're just in the middle where you're not really able to hit anybody and you're also not doing any damage, that's very bad. That just means you're just dying. Doesn't matter if you're fucking tanky. You're just dying. You're not doing much. Ideally, you want to be taking damage whenever it's useful. So let's say you have like 4 members near you and you're taking all the damage. That's when it's good to take damage, right? That's okay. Even if you're not hitting anybody, you're the one eating up the damage. You're tanking like all the slows and shit. That's cool. But if you're just getting hit, your team's far away, they're dealing with some fucking 2 people, right? And you're just in the middle of that, in the middle of the whole enemy team because you fucking ulted randomly. That's pretty fucking bad, right? You're just gonna die. You stall like 3 seconds and you're the strongest member of our team. That's pretty fucking terrible, right? Whereas if you're in front of everybody, you're slowing this strong dude and you're like at a high life total, you can smash on his ass, right? And then if you saved your ulti, right, you didn't use it to go in, then you could use it there whenever your team is ready to go in. That's when it's good, right? So that's what I'm talking about with position. All right, so final takeaway, just have fun. Being creative is good, right? Doing random shit, that catches off good players a lot. That's how you really kill good players as you get better at the game. So it's good to keep that in mind. Like, keep doing some of the goofy shit. That shit works the higher you get because people are so used to playing a very uniform way, right? But yeah. Farm well. And think about what your team needs you to do. So don't just run in. Sometimes your team needs you to clear. Sometimes your team is gonna die regardless. So just clear the wave and take the tower, right? Or if you want to go kill the low HP target, that's cool, but make sure your team is safe first. Don't just be doing that shit and like you're like the big tank, right? You're just chasing this weak dude that's not worth much, and then your team is dead, and you're wondering how the fuck you lost the fight, right? Yeah. So yeah, that's the overview of top lane. Pretty simple. Yeah. I will see you in the next lesson, which will be farming minions. I'll go more in depth on that. That'll probably be out 2-3 days, maybe.